So there's one way you can always, 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 always guarantee you're never going to get friend zoned. And it's very simple. You just have to ask her out. If you ask a girl out, right? I didn't do like a preamble for a couple minutes leading you. I just fucking told you, right? So you can click off the video now if you're fucking tired of listening to me, right? If you ask a girl out, you're never going to get friend zoned. Well, what if she rejects me? That's a rejection. Well, what if she says, oh, sorry, I don't see it that way. You know, we should just be friends. That's a rejection. That's not being friend zoned, right? It only turns into a friend zone if you stay around. If you stick around, then you're getting friend zoned. Because a friend zone is a zone. It is an area that you occupy in her life. But if you just get rejected and you're gone, you can't occupy that area because you're not in any of her areas. You're out of her life, right? Now, if she like goes to your school or is in your friend groups, then okay, you know, you're not going to like act as if she doesn't exist or be some fucking weirdo about it, right? When you see her, you'll be cordial and polite, but you know, you were flirting, you were going for it, then you asked her out and she's like, oh, sorry, you know, kind of talking to so, okay, cool. And then the next time you see her, you're like, oh, hey, Cynthia, nice to see you. Da-da-da. Yeah, okay, cool. You know, maybe she's like, oh, hey, how have you been? Oh, I've been good. How are you? Yeah, okay. Yeah, you're cordial. You're polite, but you don't really push it. Now, maybe later she'll change her mind, right? And that actually is a really good tactic to get girls interested in you again, right? To show them that you can handle rejection really well. I mean, you know, when I was in college, there was 5 years of college for me because I went an extra year. So I got to see progressions of girls who liked me and then didn't like me, or didn't like me in the beginning, then liked me after, back and forth and back and forth. And it would take time, right? But I would see that, you know, not being phased by their, maybe I was phased internally, but I didn't show it. Not being really rocked by their rejection, or they're just ignoring me, didn't even reject me and just not giving me anything, helped turn it around at some point, right? It's probably like the second strongest thing you can do to actually turn a girl around, but you need to actually be around her for it to take effect, right? You can't just get rejected and never talk to a girl again and they're all going to turn around and text you. You know, that's like 1 in 100. The strongest thing, of course, is if a girl sees other girls going after you or hears about it. That's like the strongest way to turn a girl in your favor. It's called pre-selection, but that's another thing. So friend zoning, you have to actually be in her life to get friend zoned, right? So if you choose to not be in her life when you get rejected, then you're not getting friend zoned. Well, how are you going to get rejected? Well, you have to either, you know, you have to ask her out. So it's a binary choice. You're either going to get accepted or rejected, right? Even if she says something like, oh, maybe, and kind of puts you on the fence, that's still a rejection at the end of the day if she doesn't follow up, right? So you'll never get friend zoned, ever. So all the guys who complain about getting friend zoned, it's of your choosing. You allowed it to happen. You consented to the friend zone. Now, guys do this for the most part. I mean, there's a lot of motivations to do it. Maybe some guy thinks that she's really special and it's worth waiting around for her. He might genuinely think that, right? That's usually a decision based on scarcity, right? Even if it's a guy who maybe actually gets laid a fair amount, but he finds that one girl who's like really something to him, he's going to make an exception to her. Exception for her, and be like, okay, I'll simp for this girl and I'll stick around, because he has a level of scarcity for girls on that level. He may be okay with, you know, whatever he considers a 7 and an 8, but when it comes to his 9s or 10s or whatever, he'll, you know, simp and just go back to traditional courtship idiocy, right? That the average frustrated chump falls into. And it doesn't have to be that way, right? You don't have to fall into a trap no matter how hot the girl is. You don't have to make exceptions for any girl, okay? Even if you're super inexperienced, you don't have to fall for it with a girl who you consider a 10. Because a scarcity mindset is very difficult to have, and you can never actually replace true abundance, which is you actually can get girls of high quality. You can pretend all day. They're like, oh yeah, I have abundance mindset. I can, you know, I don't have to get trapped into this one girl. Or we used to call it one-itis, right? Like itis, like a disease. One-itis, that one special girl. And, she's that one special girl, and I can't live without her. Okay. It's going to be hard not to feel that way about certain girls who come into your life. And the more inexperienced you are, the stronger of an effect it's going to have on you. Usually. Not always, but usually. And you can't really force yourself not to feel something for her if you genuinely think she's super special. But you can force yourself to not speak with her. So you can change your speech and your actions. You can force that pretty easily, actually. But you can't force your feelings, but that's okay. We don't have to change our feelings right now. Our feelings will change later on once you actually learn how to date, and then you can get girls of her caliber at some point. I'm not saying they're going to walk around every week. I mean, finding a 10 out of 10 is, they're not on every corner. But they are on some corner, on some street, right? And you do have a chance to go meet them, okay? It is very possible to go meet them. But you're stuck in scarcity because you haven't yet learned those skills, and that's fine. It's going to take time to learn those skills, right? You got to learn how to go approach girls. You got to learn how to have a good conversation and seduce them, ask them on a date. Text them. Texting is something that a lot of guys fucking suck at. And then actually how to handle that date, right? And that's very, very difficult if you don't have the right teachings, if you don't have the right process. But it's simple once you have the process. Most of the difficulty comes in learning it. But once someone has learned it, they can go, oh, hey, just do this, this, and this. Now, you still have to practice it and implement it, right? You're not going to turn around tomorrow just because you read a book or watch a course, right? But that's going to be the first step. Right. So I do have those resources, right? I have my day game course. It's called Meet Girls Everywhere. You can get it in the description below. And it'll teach you how to approach girls, where to approach girls, when to approach girls, how to have a basic conversation for a couple minutes, right? Whether she's a 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10, whatever, right? Though I kind of... Girls can only be a max of a 9 out of 10. They're only a 10 out of 10 once they like you back and they have a cool personality, right? But looks can only get you 9 out of 10. There's no such thing as perfect, right? There's always a new type of beauty. You like redheads and she's the best, and then you turn around, okay, I want brunettes, or I want blondes, or I want Asians, or I want a black girl, or whatever. But it doesn't matter. It's all the same process, okay? Now, are you going to have the emotional stability when you're talking to a girl who you think is gorgeous the same as a girl who you think is just cute? Well, no, you're probably going to be a little bit more nervous with this girl. But the process is the same, right? So once you learn the process, it's just iterating that enough times so you get comfortable, and then learning how to have conversation, right? And I teach the basics of conversation, okay? Mindsets that you can have to focus on when you're thinking, oh, what should I say next? What should I say next? How to be curious about her, okay? And then ask her out. Really simple, right? That's what I just said in the beginning of the video. How you don't get caught in the friend zone is you ask a girl out. So we're going to be approaching girls that we've never met before. Most of the time, friend zone happens in your social circles, your friend groups, right? But when you're randomly approaching girls, they don't have any connection with you. They have no social obligation to like be chill around you, right? You're 99% of the time you're going to get a very clear, hot yes or a cold no. But that's great, because then we're saving ourselves all the trouble that you might find yourself in if you're easily led into the friend zone. You think, oh, I can, maybe if I get to know her a little bit more and spend time with her, she'll realize one day I'm the good guy, right? You being a good guy has nothing to do with her wanting to suck your dick and have sex with you, which is what a relationship involves, and that's what you want, right? You can lie and say that you don't want it, but that's what you want, right? Being nice, it just makes you a friend. That's why you're in the friend zone. Being sexy and attractive is what makes you a boyfriend or a lover, okay? So we're going to be asking girls out, and how to do that in a very cool way, and then get her phone number, and then you got to text her, okay? And I have a texting book for that. You can also get that in the description below. It's on Amazon. It's called What She Really Means. Right, so day game course, Meet Girls Everywhere, texting book, What She Really Means. Okay, both in the description below. Grab them both, start practicing. Right, you won't get in the friend zone. Okay, now you don't have to buy these things if you don't want. That's fine. This video is free on YouTube, And you can just listen to my advice and just ask girls out, and you'll never get in the friend zone. Because once you ask her out, right, that girl you've had a crush on at, at school or, at work or in your friend group or whatever, once you ask her out, she needs to make a very binary decision. Even if she waffles and does some, oh, well, maybe, I don't know, I'll let you know. I mean, it's usually a no, right? It's just a polite way of saying no to avoid, hurting your feelings too much. So really, it's a binary yes or no. Once you get the no, or you get the yes, right? I'm not trying to be too pessimistic, right? You might get a yes, right? Once you get the yes, well, you're not in the friend zone. She's now agreeing to a date. Go on a date, have fun, enjoy yourself, okay? But if she says no, well, then you're not friend zone because you're not going to stick around. That's the only thing that you have to have some discipline on, is not continue to stick around. Now, you can hit her up again in like 6 months to a year and see if she's changed her mind, right? I don't want you pestering girls, who just said no a week ago. No. But if you give it 6 months to a year, things can change, right? Hit her up, say, hey, long time no talk. Sarah, how you been? I've been doing this and this, just checking in on you. You popped into my head. Hope you're well. Cool. It's more of an email than a text, but you send over text. Make a course on how to email girls and get pussy. I'm sure some guy knows how to do it. So, yeah. Anyways, I got distracted by my own fun little fantasies. So, approach girls, ask them out. Okay, you can do that with my course. You can do my texting book, or you can do neither. Right? Fuck you, Hector. I just wanted that quick piece of advice: how to not get friend zoned. Okay, ask them out. It creates a binary yes or no. All right, I'm never friend zone. I get it. Very clever video. Fuck you. Okay, cool. At least leave me a like and a subscribe when you leave. Fuck you. So yeah, pretty simple video, pretty simple concept, but it would probably save a lot of guys a lot of fucking time. You're wasting your time going after girls who aren't interested in you. Just find new girls. Don't chase them. Replace them. Okay? It's not derogatory. It's just the truth, right? She's a human being with her own life, but you want something romantic and sexual out of her, right? So you need to see her as if you were like interviewing for a position. And if she doesn't fit that position, or if you want to see it conversely, you don't fit that position for her, go find a different job. Go apply for a different job, or find a new candidate for your job, for, the position of your girlfriend or your wife or the mother of your children, or just, someone to put their mouth on your cock, right? If you're just looking for something casual, whatever, right? As long as you both are having fun and enjoying it and there's no sort of deceit or infidelity involved, do what the fuck you want, okay? So, replace them. Don't chase them, okay? There's absolutely no need to chase after women who have no interest in you. You'll save yourself a lot of time and a lot of stress. Simple concept, but there's a lot of guys out there who don't get it. So, for those of you who don't get it, you now get it, and it's your responsibility to stop fucking doing it. And if you keep doing it, you have no one else to blame but yourself. But some of you are still going to keep doing it. I have a friend in college. I don't really talk to him anymore. And he was like the definition of a simp who gets friend zoned. And everyone would tell him to his fucking face, stop doing it. Stop, doing all these favors for girls, or, trying to show off your trust fund, or, buying fancy, Patron was fancy in college, right? Trying to show off with your Patron and giving her free alcohol and all this stuff. Dude, just seduce her. We would tell her to her fucking face, and he even knew me. He knew what I did too. I was like, dude, stop it. And he straight up told me, no, I like doing it. Clearly he didn't, right? He's just stubborn and doesn't want to learn how to actually, seduce girls. He was a little bit of a weasel too. He had some pretty good qualities to him. He was an interesting guy. Some weaselly qualities too. He was one of the guys who tried to get with my crazy slut party ex-girlfriend when we broke up. So that showed his true colors. But some guys just don't get it. And he was even aware of it. He's like, yeah, I know. Everyone tells me I should stop doing it, but I keep doing it. All right. At least you're half aware. Because if you were truly self-aware, you'd change it. But at least you're half aware. I wonder how he's doing now. So, anyways, you friend your zone. You friend your zone. You friend zone yourself. No one friend zones you. So go ask girls out. Quit getting friend zone. All right, Hector Castillo. Bye.